Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be walking through some Puzzle Rush. So that's where I just do some puzzles and explain my thinking, and hopefully this is helpful in learning some of the more basic tactics. Let's get started. All right. So generally, the first couple puzzles are always back rank or winning some substantial material. So here we see that the bishop covers the h2 square, so the king has no escape from the back rank. And we have doubled rooks, which means that if we give check and the rook takes, we can take with the other rook, and that will be checkmate. So that is the answer to this puzzle. Okay, here the queen has just taken a piece. We see that our knight is over here. Immediately, as soon as we see a capture, we should look for some kind of forcing moves. That's either a check, another capture, or an attack on a piece, generally a powerful piece. So here we have this check, which hits the king, but it also hits the queen, so that would be a fork. So that is winning, and that's the answer. Here, this is a little bit of a lesson in king and pawn endgames. So black is going this way, so this pawn is going this way, um, and so it's a lesson on if I push the pawn, then the pawn will take. If I move my king, the king will take the pawn, and then these two pawns, one of them will promote, and then you will get checkmated. And if you don't know how you get checkmated, you should check out my video on queen and king versus king checkmates. So obviously the move here is to take the pawn so that you can also promote your pawn and you'll be faster. Because we have this, this, you should always count in the end games, and you will queen first. All right. Here, you can take a free knight, you can take a rook, but there's something even better. And this is why puzzles are tricky, because they'll give you something that seems like a good move. And it's a good move to take the knight, because if the knight just sacrifices, or it took a bishop, but it's a good move generally to take the knight. But here we see that we have a check, so always look for checks. And here, this is the only check that doesn't that is on the board, and it also happens to be checkmate. So a very nice smothered mate. All right, so in this position, always look for checks, as I said. So we see this king here. We see we have a dark squared bishop, so we automatically look for the check. And here it also happens to fork the king and the rook, so we will win the rook. So that works. All right, here we see that if we take and take, let's count. So pawn push, pawn push, pawn push, pawn push, pawn push, pawn push, pawn push queen, pawn push queen, and then we have another check, and we trade off because the king will be now where. Okay, so I'll slow down a little bit because now the black king will be over there. So when we get our queen, we can give a check like this, and this pawn, which will have become a queen on this square, we can just take that queen, and after the king takes, we still have one more pawn which we can promote. So I think we should trade and push. Okay, so that's the puzzle. Um, let's see what's here. Okay, so this is a very standard kind of tactic in where the queen is lined up with the king, and there's a piece which is blocking the check. And so we see that we can attack that piece again. So here, if we play bishop h6, that wins the bishop and checkmate. All right, here, let's see what's the case. Okay, here it's just checkmate by back rank. Well, it's kind of a back rank, not a traditional back rank, but here we give a check, and the king has no squares, and because the king has no squares, the bishop has to block. So then we take the bishop with our queen, and now the queen covers the escape square, so that would be checkmate. All right, let's see. Um, let's look for checks. So there's a check. The queen takes that one, or the queen takes, I don't know. Okay, the queen, bishop here. So I don't see this one straight off the top of my head. So let me try to think. The queen takes, then I take this. So if bishop here check and king moves, then what? Then I have queen here check, king moves, queen here check, king moves. I think this is fishing a little bit in the air because this is not very hard. It should be easier than that. All right, let's see. What is this? Check. I think it has something to do with this check. Check. Maybe this knight has a check. I don't know. Um, okay. What happens if the king moves here? Then we fork, right? We fork the king, and we attack the queen at the same time. So that will win the queen. So that's not it. The king obviously will not go there. Instead, after this move, there are two possibilities: either queen takes and rook take, or queen takes rook, or king here. In which case, um, we play maybe queen here, king here, and this just looks good for us, but I don't know exactly how it's good. Um, I don't think that's an issue though. I think I should still play this. Okay, so they take. Okay, so the let's see, what's about this one? Let's see, check. We have a check. Let's look at our checks first. We have a check and another check. Here, if we play this check, the queen can block, but this is a very typical kind of uh, very common tactic here. If the queen blocks here, then we play rook to d8 check, and the king is overextended. If the king takes, then you take the queen, and if the king doesn't take, if the king just moves, then you take the queen with the rook. So I think this is the answer, but they can also just move the king. So let's think what happens if they move the king. If they move the king, I don't know what'll happen, but I think I'm just gonna go this because generally the lower rated puzzles, they want you to find certain tactics like this, so they're just uh, trying to they'll play suboptimal moves so that you can find the tactic. Here, I think it's just check and checkmate because after you take here, the king has only one square, and then the queen there is mate. Don't get tunnel vision and try to take here, even though the rook just went to guard it. It's not actually to guard it; it was to give the king a getaway square. All right. Okay, so this is another kind of endgame tactic. We have to look for checks as always. So if we find this check, we need to, okay, so we can't, okay, so checks are important. You have to know which checks to use and which not to use, because if I just play a random check, the king moves and it's fine. But in this position, if I play queen a1, then the king has only one square, and that is b4, and the queen is undefended behind that, so I would just take that queen and I would be winning. And the way you develop this kind of vision is just through practice. You just got to keep doing them. I haven't done that much, so I'm not that good at it, but yeah, you just got to keep grinding away until you get better. So here, this is a very, very, very common tactic in the middle game. The queen gives a check on the edge of the board, um, and since this pawn has been pushed, there's no way to stop this check except by playing this knight here. And generally, there is a knight here, so I'll show you. After this knight comes, I can take this knight, so that if the pawn takes, my queen over here will just take this rook and I'll be winning the exchange. So that's a very common tactic. Let's see, what's here? I can push the pawn. I think pushing the pawn is very strong because, let's say takes. I don't see how this is not a draw though, because if push and you take this pawn, then I push again, then you play bishop here. Oh, but then I think I can play bishop here or something. I'm not sure. I think I should push the pawn, but maybe should I try again? I'll just push. I don't think this is correct. So once again, this might be because it's a lower rated puzzle, but I think taking and allowing the pawn to get there and then sacking the bishop for it is correct. Well, here, this is just, yeah, winning for me. Let's see, take, knight here, mate. Obviously that won't happen because the bishop will take. Um, let's look. So let's look at forcing moves. There's a check, there's a take, and then there's a checkmate right here. I actually didn't see that before. The bishop is right there, so that would be mate after I took. So after that, what's the way to stop that? Is there a way to stop it? Maybe rook here. Then I play, and that's checkmate. So I think I should take here. Ooh, so you block. So they play f5 to block the bishop. I didn't see that either because I'm not good at chess. Um, but this is check. I'm not sure how this works. Let me think a second. Um, I can get a draw here for sure, okay, because this is perpetual check. Um, so let me think. Is there a way for me to get a piece in the game that, what if I play knight here check? Or it's not check, but threatening checkmate. Uh, and bishop takes, queen takes with check. Only, oh, but then the king gets here. That doesn't seem good because I can't play this check because then the king would take the queen. Knight here, bishop takes, queen takes. King here, queen here check. And king can't go back. The king has to come out here again. I don't know. Should I play this knight move? That's probably going to be wrong, guys. I predicted it. Um, right. I think I'll take here and win a piece. I'll tell you why I win a piece. It's because if I take here, my queen is unleashed, so I'm actually threatening checkmate with my queen and rook over here, and therefore the bishop can't be saved. If the bishop moves here, I will take the bishop, and that will still be winning a piece. So I think I should take here. All right, so I'll take here. All right, let's see. Okay, so this is a concept called pins. The rook is pinning this pawn to the queen, and therefore anything protected by the pawn is not actually protected by the pawn, because if the pawn moves, then the rook will take the queen, which is not good for black. So here, I think I can take this pawn, but I'm not sure why I should take that pawn. So let me think one more second. I think I'll take it anyway. Okay, it just wanted me to take a pawn. What's happening here? Let me see. This bishop is pinned. Let's just spot the position correctly first. We have two checks here with the bishop and one check with this rook and one check with this rook. Oh wait, I didn't see this bishop and this rook look at this square together, and this bishop covers this square. That looks like we win this. Oh no, we don't win that. I'm sorry. That was a complete um, miscalculation. Okay, check. The king moves somewhere. The king shouldn't move here because then I play like rook takes here, and this discover check on the king means that the rook cannot be recaptured. Um, so king will go there, after which my rook which is here will do something. Not quite sure what it will. Oh wait, no, I can't do that. The knight covers. Oh wait, but can I play? Oh my God, is this beautiful or is this beautiful? Rook here check, and as I explained, king has to go here, and then I play bishop to e4, and now since the rook takes all these squares, and the bishop takes all these squares, the king has to walk into one of these onto to either g1 or f2, and then I can take this bishop. Oh, that's right. Okay. Let's see. I think I know the answer to this one. And once again, you must look for checks. Don't just because they took a rook doesn't mean you have to take it back. This queen is staring all the way up the board, which looks a little bit breezy up there near the black king. So I'll always look for checks. This check doesn't work. This check works. Because if I play this move, the queen takes all these squares, so the king has to go there. And now look, this queen goes all the way to the end of the board and delivers checkmate. Alright, so this pawn is attacked. This pawn is attacked once, but not really. But it could be checkmate soon if I ignored that. What's the idea here? Oh, I know the idea here. Always look for what your pieces are doing to powerful pieces. These two pieces are interacting. I can make different colors. And this piece is out for the hitting. So when this pawn moves, this is a discovered attack. So if I move this pawn to d5, I will be attacking the bishop and the queen. The queen will take here. I will take the bishop. Wait. Let me think about this actually. Because, oh wait, no. The queen can't take there. Because then I just play bishop to f6, and I'll hit the queen. The queen has to move away, and then I take the bishop. So let me do that. And then now I'll just play. You have to make sure you don't, like, play bishop here or knight blocks or something like, oh, I'm going to take the queen after. Because if you play bishop here, bishop takes, and that's check. And then once you take with the queen or the knight, not generally the king, then the queen will move, and you will have not gained anything. Same if you take the knight out, the queen will just move because the bishop's not under attack. But if I play c6, the bishop's under attack, and then the bishop will be lost because you have to move the queen. All right. So a lot of things are happening here, but I think I see the answer. This bishop is pinning this knight to this king. This bishop is pinning this knight to this queen. This rook is here. We cannot take the rook with the knight because our queen is lost. We can, however, take the rook with the queen, and after the queen takes, we can now take with the knight because the queen is no longer there to be pinned. So this will be the answer. Oh, they take here. Now don't hang your queen and just play gf6 because that hangs the queen. So you trade the queen first, and then you take the bishop. All right, what happened here? Let me see. Sometimes it takes me a while to read the position because I'm slow. Let's see. So we have a check. We have no knight moves that result in any checks or any attacks on a queen. And we have one attacker on this pawn. This rook is looking at our rook, which is kind of sad. This queen looks a little scary. It might be dangerous. What else is there? If I take here, either king takes or rook takes, or not rook takes, bishop takes rook. And if that happens, well, first of all, if king takes rook after I take, I have another check, and then king moves, and then I have check, king moves again, and I eat the bishop. Or after rook takes, if bishop takes, I have maybe queen f8 to threaten this same thing where I win the bishop. Not quite sure. I'll just take this. And I'm not sure here what I should play. I think probably queen f8 is nice. But because I don't have any like checks otherwise. So Oh, and you sack the queen. All right, so that, whoa, what happened? Oh, oh, this is one of my favorite checkmates ever. Oh my God, I'm so glad this came. This is excellent. So this is one of the most famous checkmates. In the opening, it's called, I think, Legal's Mate. It's when you sacrifice your queen, and you just So before this, the knight was here. The bishop was pinning the knight to the queen, and the knight just took a pawn in the center and sacked the queen. And if bishop takes the queen, then we have checkmate. Oh, I don't know. I would like to explain more of that, but the screen changes. So I'll go back to that later. Um, let's see. What's this? Check, check. Ooh, no, the knight covers and the pawn covers. I thought I had like some check. Check after I sacked my knight here or something. Um, let's see. Maybe I can trap the queen. Maybe I can play like rook d1. Oh, I have another check. I didn't see this check. So maybe I have rook d1 or bishop here check, pawn blocks, knight takes here check, queen takes, bishop takes. No, it's too well defended that square. Um, rook d1, queen has no squares here, has to go backwards. This square is taken. What if I play bishop here? Let me think. I think I'm going to get this one wrong because it's just something I feel at times. I feel I'm going to get something wrong and then I can't stop myself from getting it wrong. But let me try my best. Um, yeah, I'm clueless. Checks. I look for checks. Now let me look for attacks. This is an attack. This is an attack. Okay, what happens after rook d8? Queen cannot stay on this file. Queen can go here. In which case I fork. Ah, that's the idea. I see. There you go. See? You just gotta follow the procedure and you'll get the answer. You'll always... Oh, okay. And this is a very fun one. You see, there is a pin. And you always look, what happens after the capture? So the most obvious move is to take here. What happens after I take? The queen takes. Then what changes in the position? The queen is here. The king is here. Fork. Pin. Knight here. So here, we can play this, and we win the queen. Alright. Let's see. Is this what I think it is? Or is it not? No, I thought for a second that because knight can't take, because then it's checkmate. But let me see. If king takes, then there's no checkmate, right? Because this square is guarded by the queen. By this queen. By this queen, sorry. Um, but what if I like, I don't know. What do I do? What if I have this check and then the king? No, but then I don't have any other checks after that. I want to stay on the dark squares. So I'm thinking check, takes, and then queen here, but I don't think that works. Because king just goes back, and then I have no more checks with the queen. Oh wait, no, the rook covers. Don't hang your queen. Always see all the pieces on the board, unlike me. Um, uh, let's see. I'm not sure, man. Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna just play something random to, yeah, let's just try this. Oh, it's the correct move. Oh, oh, you win the queen. I didn't see that. Uh, you win the queen because it's a discover attack on the queen when you move the bishop with check. So the queen sees the queen, and then you take the queen. All right. this just winning? I don't understand. You'll have to oppose the king so the king can't get in. So if I left my king here and pushed, the king gets in, and then I can't move my king closer, and then the king will block off my pawn. So here I can push, and I can queen. All right. Yes, my highest ever was like 36, so I'm only 10 away. Cheer me on. Uh, let's see. So you should observe that this move is a possibility because the bishop and the queen will see this, and I'll be forced to defend with my queen. Let's see though. What are checks in this position? Check. Pawn take. Check. Oh wait, no. What if check and queen takes? That's just free rook. That's an idiot move. Uh, oh, but do I have rook takes here, maybe? But that's not a forcing move, is it? And then I just get hit with this. Oh, but then I played this. Oh, that's a god move. Let me think. It's probably like some blunder, and I'm just saying it's a god move. So takes. If the king recaptures, then I think I have check. King moves, and I have nothing. Yeah, that's protected by the king, so I won't have anything. Um, yeah, I'm kind of clueless. Um, what about queen here now? Then pawn comes here, but then I take. So what if I just play this? Oh, and you just sack. All right. Ooh, this looks like a nice piece, but remember, don't just take free pieces because sometimes they hang rooks. I just saw that. um, should I like sack the queen and then take the knight? I don't know. Oh wait, take the bishop and then I didn't see that this works. Oh, 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 but I do this. But I do this. Did you see that? I didn't see the whole puzzle continuation, but I still survived. All right. Do I play like queen here? Check. Queen takes. Rook here, check. Um, king moves. And then I take the free rook. That's what it is. Oh, or you just take the queen and then take the rook. All right. This is just checkmate, correct? I don't understand why. Oh, wait. I'm in check. Wait, I forgot. I am in check. I am in check. All right. So I think my only move is here, but that probably results in checkmate or something. Let's see. Um, I can't do this. I think that leads to checkmate. I'm just gonna play king f7 and then block with the bishop, and then move my king to g8. No, I had to play king to g6. No. Okay, okay, we got one last try, guys. One last try. Let's go. Let's go. Um, takes, and I win. Bam, 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 bam. I don't have to move my king at all, and this will just get eaten. I think I win. Yeah, I just win. Okay, that was kind of easy. I don't know why. Bishop takes here, rook here, rook here. Wins a piece, or at least it seems to do so. All right. Um, I just take the queen and then take the bishop, right? No, I don't. Oh no. Oh no. What's wrong? Let's go check this out. Um, oh, you have to move the queen and then you just why would you win the queen? I don't understand. Why would they move the bishop? Okay, I don't understand this one. All right. Well, that's it guys for today. I hope you enjoyed my puzzle solving. though it was quite incompetent at times. Um, Please subscribe to the channel and leave your comments below. See you next time.